Thadeus Kray Productions presents The Handlers, Segment 2. In this segment, our group is finally being rounded up to handle the mission ahead. Of course, they have to survive each other first. I hope you enjoyed this segment. Abel is silent for damn near 2 minutes. Abel, you there? I'm here, he says. What you are saying, I hear the panic in your tone. Are you sure of this, Abel? Because if we do this, there is no looking back. I know the handlers have not been assembled for at least 3 centuries, but we're needing help. It's not just that. They were instrumental in getting the vampires to this new world that you call America. Now, when the Inquisition was strong, Thadeus himself almost died. In the end, he is the one that is truly funding everything. Oh, he is, indeed. That would explain a lot. He was the one that approached me about it. Of course, I'm one of the few alive, or unalive, I should say, that has the type of resources as well as coin in order to fund this entire project. Do you think it is true then? I do not know. We will know once everything is discovered in its course. But that, whatever it is, I believe very firmly will have to be dealt with. Joseph Bristol is not a stupid man. As a matter of fact, while he is impulsive and completely asinine and arrogant on top of it, there's a reason I hired him. While he is controversial and the Smithsonian has all but exiled him. You know as well as I do of the mainstream media, as well as society. Yeah, I get that. Anything when it comes to what we may have found, anything connected to any type of giant or anything has always been swept under the rug. Of course, but... You know when we disbanded the handlers to start with? Indeed. They were becoming a wee bit too big for their britches, as the old saying goes. At least we didn't have to take any lives. This is true. And it was long before you were even thought of, and I was still fairly young. I get that. But I think that I think we need them. Truly, I think we need them. Very well. Do you have any peoples that you would consider? There's one young man, you know him, that I would consider to possibly be part of it. But if that's the case, well, I'm going in with him. Charles, are you sure of this? I'm getting old, Abel. My time's not for long, you know that. And honestly, I'm tired of standing by the sidelines. And if this ensures people I love won't get hurt by those who may be seeking answers or not wanting us to know what we're seeking, fuck it, I'm willing to do it. Be careful, my friend. I understand that, but I need... You had my blessing, of course. Good. I'll keep in touch, Abel. But since you've given me the go-ahead, I'm going to go ahead and start rounding them up. How many people? Well, since you know as well as I do, the old laws forbid any of the handlers from being human. Of course, they could not handle the strain. Those are the assignments they were given. As well as, yeah, I get that. Certain secrets have to be kept, just that. I'm going to go ahead and reach out to the people that I need to. I'll keep you in the loop. Good. Do what you must, my friend. It has been 2 years since the events of Book of the Dead, and Timothy Kozlowski, indeed, accepted Alex's offer. He himself is now a werewolf. He's gained control over his abilities fairly quickly. True, he still has issues, and he cannot maintain his human form during the full moon, but the first change, while difficult and damn near fatal for him, it was managed. He himself has become a fairly powerful werewolf, at least for such a young age. He sits very calmly, watching some old late night show that he can't even really remember the name of. in the end, other than keeping in contact with those he considers family. The failed induction for him to be in the Brotherhood and his betrayal by the Council is something that he has not really been able to let go of too much. The fact he's lost so many people in his life, he hasn't relapsed into the drug use, but at least, for the most part, while he's kept his head together, he hasn't reached out too many times. He smells the man before he even knocks on the door. It's unlocked, he says. And with this, Charlie opens the door and walks in. You know, TV rots your brain. Yeah, I know, old man. But it also keeps this rotten brain from thinking too much. I get it. I hear that you've been making progress. You need to socialize more. Why? So I can get hurt again? So someone else I love can die? No. No thank you, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for the support that you guys have offered. You know, my Uncle David left me a trust fund, and believe me, I've been doing halfway okay with it. I guess when he died, I just couldn't... It was what, a year ago? Yeah, about that. He was a good man, he didn't deserve to... I mean, I get it, you know, old age, you know. How old was he? I guess maybe 97 or something like that, you know. So, I mean, you know, I shouldn't be mourning about it, but the fact is he was the only, other than Alex and you know, he was really the only support system I had. Even throughout the training and everything. Well, you can sit here feeling sorry for yourself, like I told Alex one time, or you can actually get your head out of your rear end and maybe accept what I have to offer you. Cute. And what's that? Well, I need your help. That's all good and nice. What exactly is it the help you're needing? There's an expedition in Sudan. Africa? Yeah. I'm going, one way or the other, because these people are needing my help. Look, man, I'm not going to do anything with it's nothing to do with the council, all right? All right, dude, I'm biting. What you got? All right. This is being funded by Zelensky. Abel? Okay, now I'm definitely listening. Well, this is something me and Abel have been working on together. It might actually it'll provide all of us with answers we've been seeking for a very long time. Something that, well, those of us in which have this gift or curse have been seeking possibly since our making. That big of a deal, huh? Yeah. There's an archaeological dig going on, and there's no cap here, okay? No cap. No cap. All right. So why are you needing me? I mean, don't get me wrong, I can kind of control what I can do, but I'm still kind of new at this. I need someone I can trust. And honestly, the way I see it, I'm tired of myself, of sitting on the sidelines. Why don't you ask Uncle Alex? He would also tell me to blow it out my ass. Yeah, you're right, he would. How are him and Rebecca doing? They're doing pretty good, actually. They're thinking about adopting. Of course, it kind of sucks, you know, once we get this curse or blessing, whatever you want to call it, that we can't have kids. For whatever reason, it makes us sterile. That's how it is. I mean, the only way we can pass our gift or our numbers is through the bite. You know, I'm kind of curious. What happens if one of us drinks the blood of... Oh, that's a good question. What would happen is if a human being drank the blood of a lycanthrope is they would become very sick. And then definitely, well, they'll go insane. At the time of the full moon, they would become almost rabid. They wouldn't change, they would simply die. Jesus Christ. I don't think Jesus has anything to do with it. No, I was just curious, but never mind. So, okay, yeah. Him and Rebecca are doing good. They're just kind of wanting their alone time. I mean, has Rebecca accepted his offer of lycanthropy? She's kind of, well, unlike Aunt Sarah, you know, she didn't take it at all. Rebecca's a little more open to it. I think she might. Hopefully she will. Alex has lost enough in his life. He's not going to be thrilled if I say yes. What he doesn't know, it doesn't necessarily have to hurt him. But you know as well as I do, son, he needs to know. I know. They do tell Alex, and Alex, surprisingly, is actually fairly open with this. He says to both of them, do what you need to do. Besides, this might actually be good for the boy. And therefore, the first member of the Handlers has been chosen. A week later, Abel has been forced to move his own hand. He moves to the snows of northern Alaska, not saying a word. The creatures in which dwell here do not attack him. It is as if they sensed from his time in the last moment in which he had come here, the death in which he had caused. They do not desire a rematch. Besides, it is not them that Abel seeks. He seeks someone else. Someone who had damn near slain him last time they met. It is then that man's voice, an actual light voice, despite the massive size in which this being possesses, breaks through the darkness. I'm surprised to see you here again. What do you want? Warren says, standing in the snow, not bothering to hide his presence or his size. I have come with a proposition, he says. Indeed. You gave me your word that you had not come seeking the book. It is not the books that I seek. Then what is it you desire? Forgive me, but my patience wears thin. It is you that I need. Intriguing, Frankenstein's monster says, rolling his eyes. Where is your friend? Savannah? She's well. And hidden for now. So have you too. He wiggles his eyebrows. That is not your business. I'll get to the point. Abel chuckles. Please forgive me. I tend to overstep my bounds. Sometimes on purpose, and sometimes not, he says, chuckling. I do have the proposition for you, yes. I need your help. I understand that you need my help. What exactly is it you desire from me? I am assembling a team. I have people which are doing this at my behest, but you had to come personally, because I do not trust anyone else with knowing your location. I respect that. He sighs lightly. But you have to understand one thing. What is in it for me? Knowledge. That is a very tempting offer. But, of course, you know as well as I do, it was knowledge that should not have been that gave birth to me anyway. So why should I desire that? This is another kind of knowledge. I know money means nothing to you. You have no use for it. You don't use it. It has no value. But I do know that you seek knowledge. Maybe some things that maybe your father might have desired. Why would I desire anything that he sought? The only thing that man brought was death and misery. He created me, after all. I understand your bitterness, as well as your hatred. It's not hatred. You have to understand, Abel. I never hated my father. It was him that hated me. My actions, when I killed his fiancée, Elizabeth, his brother, and others. It was pettiness. I've long since forgiven him. After all, the shadow that he held over me, I grew tired of it. So what sort of knowledge is it that I could find? You had my curiosity, and besides, I grew tired of this place. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would definitely prefer to return here. It is my home. Yet, where exactly is it that you desire me to go? Sudan. Near Egypt. Right under it, if I remember correctly, from my studies. All right. What exactly could be found there? I thought that most of the pyramids, as well as everything else there, had been excavated. Not this time. This one was actually found by an old sheep herder of all things. Of course, there were people clamoring, as well as a desire for, or should I say, from those of power, to seek and possess it. But I intervened. The connections in which I have with the first vampire, or I should say the father of all vampires. He was able to step in and use his own control over things. Brius, if that's something he seeks. That kind of knowledge is tempting. Simply to know. Very well. I trust you. You've given me reason to trust you. I would normally say no, but in this case, yes. I'll come with you. I've desired to seek new lands for too long. I will take Savannah with us. Are you sure that would be wise? She's capable of taking care of herself. There are too many dangers. You have to understand just really how dear this girl is to me. I understand. I will not stop you. Good. Then let's prepare. A burly man throws a young punk kid out in the street. That's not exactly part of the price of admission, asshole. She said she didn't want to be touched, and she meant it. Look, man, get the hell out of here. The man snarls. And with this, the other fellow tenses, almost wanting to see if he could try to push his luck. But the other man's eyes glow crimson for a moment. Fuck this shit. And with this, he runs. Just the man I was looking for. A burly man says to the other as he approaches. Who the hell are you? A mutual friend sent me, Timothy Kozlowski says, his own eyes flickering amber. The vampire, who works as a bouncer, smirks slightly. And who the hell are you? Like I said, a mutual friend sent me. I have an offer which, well, you can refuse it if you want, but that's up to you. You'd be paid very, very well. All right, and who is this mutual friend? David Malcolm ring a bell? The man that is Isaac Anderson snorts in amusement. Well. He's a good kid. I wonder sometimes what Meriden sees in him, but in the end, that's not my place to really say much of anything. Their guy, Stanley, he brought me across about 20 years ago. He's a good guy. It was a business proposition at the time. They needed my services, and, well, they provided me with the strength in order to provide it. And with this, the Meyerblood chuckles lightly. Besides, this place doesn't pay for shit. I'll walk off the job right now. What am I looking at? Well, let's say this. $250,000, and that's just the first down payment. How I know you're not filling me full of shit? That's because, well, I'm not exactly one who is known to be that way, David says, as he steps from behind Timothy. Well, all right, kid. Since you're the one speaking, yeah, I got it. So where exactly am I going, and what exactly am I doing? Well, we're needing a vampire that can walk in the sun. And you're one of the few that can. All right. So you're needing a few legs broke, or what? We're not sure, but we're dealing with something that is definitely not human, and it's killing people. At a site that we're wanting taken care of. Nice, Isaac says, chuckling. All right, I'm your boy. I got your back. Just don't try to screw me over. You already know that's not going to happen. I'm not talking about you, man. I trust you. I give you my word, Timothy says. You know, I never liked you furbags too much. I don't hate you guys either. All right. You got a deal. The men are all gathered in an old warehouse. An old warehouse that Meriden herself had provided them. But she herself, of course, is not just a gesture of goodwill, but she herself is wanting answers to what this site is dig. in Sudan in which to provide all of them. Charles Blackfeather breaks the silence as he looks to all three men. Savannah sits in a chair, playing with a lock of her hair nervously. You guys already know why you've been gathered. Timothy speaks. Yeah, you kind of told me a little bit, but what exactly is it that we're hoping to find? You told me you needed my help, and I'm here. As you can see, I've got this guy over here, so what exactly is it that we're looking for? It's not a matter of trying to find anything, at least not when it comes to us. We are to provide security detail for those who are seeking to find. The answers in which, well, you, he said, pointing to Warren, definitely would be intrigued by. Warren nods silently, not responding, basically remaining silent as stone. And then that Isaac speaks. Man, I don't give a fuck. As long as I get paid, as long as I get laid. Charles Blackfeather rolls his eyes. I don't know if you're going to be getting laid, son, but you'll definitely be paid. The fact is, you are all being funded as part of an organization that has not been in operation for centuries. This is a very big deal. And the fact is, I myself have become involved because I'm tired of not knowing where I come from, not knowing where this curse or this gift that's given me a long life has originated from. There's been legends, stories, but I desire to know the truth. I desire answers. And you, Warren, I believe you might find a few things in which might have something to do with your own creation, beyond that damn book, the Necronomicon, he says. Necro what? You're serious? That thing exists? Enough, Charles Blackfeather says, looking to Isaac. You signed up, you will do as I tell you. Cute, old man. Real cute. Is then that Warren glares, daggers, looking to the vampire. He gulps nervously and grows silent. Now that all the players are gathered on the board, it's time for our group to get to work and do what they do best. In the incoming chapters, you will see the threat they deal with, as well as things very unexpected. Make no mistake, the handlers will be needing to handle their business. I hope you enjoyed this. I look forward to putting out further ones in the future. Be blessed and be safe.